Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story, and today one of the parts to the story is this is a good friend of mine, Charlie Walsh Jr. We grew up and went to college together. In college, we were detailing cars, so 35 years is what he's saying.
35 years.
And here we are still together. So this is one of those guys who kind of got me connected to cars and continued the passion because we both had that deep connection to cars. So,
Yeah.
Chuck, good to see you.
Lou, it's a pleasure, and thanks for your interest in wanting to videotape one of my prized possessions.
And what is the prized possession? I'm going to grab the camera as I usually do. What year do we have? What are we looking at today?
It's a 1960 Buick LeSabre Convertible. It's been in the family for about 28 years now.
So it's a member of the family.
It's a member of the family, and there is ridiculous, significant, what's the word?
You had to get this car back. Why did you have to get this car back?
Because it was my dad's car back in 1960. Now, although this vehicle is not his specific vehicle from 1960, but it is exactly what he had back in 1960, which was a 1960 Buick LeSabre, white exterior with a red and white interior, however, black top. This one has a white top. My father told me about his car that he absolutely was crazy about for many, many years of my life, and my dad was not a car guy. I was a car guy. And so I'd constantly hear about this story, and finally one day I said, you know what, Dad, I'm going to try and find a 1960 Buick LeSabre convertible, not obviously his original one, but a 60 Buick LeSabre convertible. And sure enough, I found this in Albuquerque, New Mexico, about 28 years ago, and it has ridiculous sentimental value in the family, and we'll get into that later. But
Well, let's take a look at our prized possession. Come on right alongside me. And here we have our 1960 Buick LeSabre convertible. Do you know what color white this is?
I do not know specifically the name of it, but
Someone will tell us.
it is a snow white factory color.
Now this car, not only, what was the reaction of your dad when you presented this? Because this came in on a flatbed trailer.
Right, like I
on
said,
a train.
28 years ago. Actually, when I found it, I went into one of the car sale magazines, and sure enough, I told him one day, I said, you know, I can't believe this, but I did find a 1960 Buick LeSabre, and it's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And he couldn't believe it. He said, no way. And sure enough, he said, well, why don't you fly down and go check it out? And frankly, I was really quite surprised that he would even suggest that, because he's not really as much of a car person as I am. So sure enough, I flew down. I'm a young guy, and I flew down to Albuquerque, New Mexico, checked the car out, and it was really a neat piece. It was a very, very clean driver. The chrome and all the stainless was in decent shape, but I had it completely redone about 5 years ago. And all the stainless, all the chrome on the entire car was completely redone. It was okay. It wasn't any major rust holes in the chrome, but it just needed to be freshened up. And then also at that same time, as I redid all the chrome, I had it completely stripped to bare metal, and I had it completely reshot.
Well, Chuck, it looks fantastic. Now, the plate's Char and V. That's obviously your wife.
My lovely wife, Violetta.
And you guys, when you got married, this was the car that you took.
So yeah, that's the sentimental aspect of the vehicle. So back in 1960, before I was born, my parents, when they were married, they had this vehicle in their wedding party in 1961, And the official wedding picture was taken in the back seat of my dad's 1960 Buick LeSabre. When we bought this 28 years ago, and when my sister was married 25 years ago, her official wedding picture was taken in the back seat of this 1960 Buick.
So you've had all of the weddings.
And then when I got married 20 years ago, this year is our 20th wedding anniversary. Where do you think our official wedding picture was in?
Naturally, with the car.
In the back seat of this car. So it has incredible sentimental value.
Let's open up the interior, shall we?
Please do. I don't know if you realize this, Lou, but back in 1960, there were only 13,000 convertibles made of the 60 Buick.
I love all the pageantry in the door and the adjustable seat here, the body by Fisher, as you can see, and lots of room. The convertible top drops and you get the chance to see the car. Buick at the time stuck the VIN numbers in the door, everything clearly marked.
You know, of all the Finn cars, and of course the most popular one is the Chevy Impala 59, 60, certainly the Cadillac, the 59 Cadillac, big fins. You just don't see this car that much, if at all, on the road. At all. And that's what makes it unique. I consider this vehicle essentially rolling art. I mean, it is an absolute piece of art to me.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You know, people have asked me of the cars that I have in my stable, would I ever sell this? And there would be absolutely no way I would ever sell this vehicle, again, because of the sentimental value. And now I have a goal, although it's going to be quite a while, I presume, I hope, but my daughter's 13 years old, and I'm guessing that whenever she gets married, her official wedding picture will be in the back seat of this car.
Yeah, that'll be neat. So this car's with you guys, been with you guys. I could see why it has the sentimental value. And this right here, this swivels. What does this do?
That is it. Go ahead and it adjusts the. Let's see, which one is it? Oh yeah, that's the speedometer.
Okay.
If you see in the far left-hand corner, it's almost like a warning sign. It's
Okay.
pretty cool that if you set it to a specific number, and when you're driving, and the speedometer gets to that point, if you go over it, there's a warning buzzer that goes off.
Okay, so like a speed control.
Exactly.
And this is for the parking brake? This light down
yes,
here?
yes, exactly. So when the parking brake is depressed, that will light up.
I didn't notice it at first, but you got LeSabre etched right in the door there.
I had these redone, but this is the factory door panel.
Let's open the hood. We got the Wildcat right there staring at us.
Yeah, Buick Wildcat engine.
So Chuck, when you're on the road with this, which is usually to some kind of a car show or parade or something like that, where they ask you to bring this one out, what's the reaction of people when they see you in this car?
Again, very few people have seen this type of body style. Both men and women alike absolutely love this thing because, again, it's a 1960s, so the fins are not as dramatic as vehicles in the 1959 had such dramatic fins. So this is a little bit more of a subtle, but it still has that fin look from that era. And frankly, the front grille is a much nicer grille. I don't know if you've ever seen a 59 Buick. This grille is so much nicer than a 59 Buick. So no, they just think
that piece there kind of sits out from it.
Both women and men alike absolutely love this vehicle.
So a lot of thumbs up, a lot of
Oh yeah.
pictures. What year is it? I'm assuming they're asking those questions.
Correct.
Let's start her up.
Okay.
Nice little idle on her. Let me get the little exhaust note. Dual? Single exhaust. Single exhaust right here. Smooth. Charlie, hit the brake lights for a second. I just want to see what. Might have to even turn it on.
Oh.
There we go. Beautiful. Let's shut it down. Come on back. Charlie, always fun seeing you.
Thank you.
Always a great time. Always love this car.
And thanks for coming over to finally put this on your My Car Story with Lou Costabile. Something I watch as often as possible. So
Clearly a friend of mine.
And especially after knowing him for 35 years and going to school with him. Ladies and gentlemen out there in TV land, he knows his stuff. It is awesome what he does. And I hope you enjoyed my car. And Lou, again, thanks very much for filming it.
Thanks, Chuck. Always a pleasure.
All right, later.